What's going on, everyone? Welcome to another episode of If There's a Will, There's a Wave. I'm Jeremy, this is Cleo, and we're restoring this 1973 32-foot Loris Flybridge Sport Fisher that we plan to have back on the water by the end of June 2021. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date with the current build progress. We already got the old engines out, purchased the new ones, and in this episode we install more parts on the new engine and start the sanding process of the entire trim of the boat. Let's get into it. Okay guys, so I think today is finally the day that we have the right riser. Let's find out. I kind of already did a little bit of the testing, and check this out, yo. Gasket that came with the riser. Boom, baby! That's what we've been waiting for. That's exactly what we've been waiting for. A gasket that actually lines up with the part that we have. It only took us 3 sets of risers to find the right one, but we did found it. Now you guys get to watch me install it. So I already added some oil to the fuel rod, the push rod, and I got it in place, pushed up a little bit so I can slide this piece in. Got the gasket right here. So we officially got 2 risers mounted, torqued in place. We got the new fuel pump mounted, torqued in place. Beautiful, beautiful. Looking good. Stainless steel bolts. Kind of decided that it's best if I'm gonna have anything that's non-stainless steel, let's not have it be bolts. Because if a bolt rusts through and it gets stuck on the engine, that's a lot more of a problem than a little plate right here that is not stainless steel and that rusting. So both problematic, but the bolt is definitely worse. So stainless steel bolts, and we're good to go. Alright, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and switch things up a bit. As you can see, we started the process of sanding down all the wooden pieces on the entire boat, and here we're sanding down all the walls of the cockpit, as I wanted to see what the condition of the wood is behind that paint. For now, enjoy the montage. I want to show you guys something real quick. Started noticing that this is not real wood right here, right? This is like some sort of veneering that they put, right? So I'm thinking, okay, what is this? And I'm looking around, I'm feeling like the thickness of some of the other materials that are on here. And it turns out this is actually fiberglass. I actually sent it down past the wood veneering to confirm, and yep, that's fiberglass. I'm also gonna have to refair this and fill this in a little bit. I'm not too sure what I'm gonna do now. I saw on a similar boat that this was all wood, right? And so they had this nice and varnished and it looks beautiful. But it turns out that in my case, I got fiberglass. So I'm sanding off all this old paint, all this stuff, because it's nasty, it's matte, and probably gonna be doing some gel coat on this stuff, some white. We'll see if there's like an epoxy paint, something that looks good. I'll get in contact with TotalBoat and see what they recommend using. The door is wood though, so that's good. day 2 with this project. I've got all the steps sanded down. Everything's all nice and even from end to end. The sensor's already been hit with some 220 sandpaper. On this side, I had to kind of fabricate my own little sanding block using a paint stick, and we went in here and just got in all the edges. I literally took off maybe 1/4 inch off of this. Each of these steps used to have little grooves on the inside that were pretty much, rotted out, and just, there was no good wood up until that point. So I had to cut them all out. I'm gonna eventually throw on some grip tape on here, just so that this doesn't get slippery once we get it all full of varnish. It is possible that in the future, we're gonna be redoing these steps with new wood, new everything. At some point, one of the steps, I guess, broke, and so previous owner made their own step, which, it turned out okay, not too bad. For right now, honestly, there's just so many other projects that we have that, we can make this look nice, and it could last us another 2-3 years if need be. Maybe we'll get it fixed sooner than that, but it's not that serious for us to have to fabricate new pieces of wood and do all this stuff. So as you guys can see, there's some spots where the wood has started to crack. There are some chips here and there. So I got myself some wood filler. Okay, it's plastic wood, all-purpose wood filler. We'll just get this ready, and we'll see if there's any other spots, any other pieces of trim that we can apply this wood filler on. Let's get into it. Trim pieces with paint, we'll make sure to sand all the areas one last time with some 220 sandpaper. Here we're working on the side panels of the cockpit. First we took off that white paint, and then we flipped it over and noticed that there was a bunch of mold growing on the back side of it. So we sanded that off and added some protective coating. Before and after shot. Just FYI, I know there's still some white paint on there. I just wanted you guys to see how it's looking so far.